rin, good health para sa sarili ko, no injuries, and good updates para sa mga family.
This moments to game one, what happened, what adjustments are going to do today against
during game one, we definitely started off strong, start out the lead. Hopefully, we can start off strong again like that today and keep the lead, maintain the league, and hopefully get in control of the game. Okay, thanks. Hello, Kuya.
The interior passing, the movement here for the Converge 5 proved to be the difference. No matter what that was given. Very precise when they run their ball. Oh, he's so red hot. Able to keep it. It'll be risky if they allow Rain and Shine in the next game. Rain and Shine has extended or Converge could book their spot in semis. Interesting match, entertaining, high octane. Welcome to the PBA Season 49 Commissioners Cup quarterfinals here on Filipinas Live and on a PBA Rush. All to play for the Rain and Shine Elasto Painters. But the Converge Hyper Xers are looking to book their spot in the semis. Crafted for greatness, two young teams, two young squads, destined for something more. Hello, I'm Paulo Sorry alongside Coach Ryan Gregorio. Coach, the first matchup, high octane, a lot of entertainment, but Converge in the end dominated the last three quarters.
Oh, they did a tremendous job getting it. The import of Rain or Shine in foul trouble in the end, bounced in it by scoring a lot of points inside.
The Rain and Shine Last Painters, coach, they had a great start, shooting the ball very well in the first quarter, but then petered off. Foul trouble, a problem there as well. You take a look at the adjustments that Coach Yang Yao will have to make. It should be interesting. But let's take a look at the playoff bracket first.
This is how it looks like right now. Northport just needed one win against Magnolia to advance to the semifinals. Same with TNT, winning just once against Eastern. The first two teams are already set. The Balls was able to survive game two. We have a game three on Sunday. This is the mission of Converge right now. Win to advance, but for Rain or Shine, they badly need a victory to survive.
Coach, every single game has been intense here so far. As we take a look at what happened in their first meeting of this best of three series. Rain or Shine getting off to a great start, shooting the ball very well, especially from beyond the arc. but the interior play of the Converge Fiber Xers, whether it be Arana, Baltazar, and of course, why not Shek Diallo coming in as well? They did dominate the boards, and it showed in the entire game.
Very fluid execution for Rain or Shine in the first quarter, scoring 39 points while limiting Converge to just 26. For the next three quarters, it was all Converge, finishing the game with 130 points. They only averaged 106 points per ball game. And for Rain or Shine, that is just bad defense. Offensive rebounds, that is 17 to 9 for Converge, which resulted to more second chance points for them. And also fluidity execution was the name of the game for them. 32 assists for the Fiber Xers.
Well, they do say that the rebounding stat is an effort stat, it's a hustle stat. Let's take a look at three of the biggest contributors to those numbers. Apart from all of the rebounds, coach, take a look at the field goal percentage. Oh my goodness.
Excellent domination. You look at the numbers of these three players: 35 for Siri, 22 for Arana, and 13 for Baltasar. But the bigger stat line is their field goal shooting, close to 67% for Siri, 91% or close to 91 for Justin Arana, and 100% for Justin Baltasar. And the reason rain or shine, majority of the baskets scored by this three-headed monster were inside the paint because they had to pounce on the absence of Thompson, who was out of the ball game in the early part of the third quarter.
Speaking of Deion Thompson, let's turn over to him because he is going to be a key factor in this game. They felt his absence, especially after exiting early in the third quarter.
They understand that he has to adjust, and he has to understand this too. There's a certain responsibility among these players to make sure that they're not going to get in foul trouble early. This guy averaged 36 minutes per ball game, but in that particular game, it was down to 24 minutes, and his numbers all down: 14 points, just shot 11% from, or just shot 6 out of 11 rather, or 54%. That is pretty good. But rebounding was down, blocks was also down, and that is just a material situation for him. In the 8-minute mark of the third quarter, he was out, and that was the time when Converge really took over.
Converge took over, and Converge will try to do it again. Rain or shine, the onus is on them to make the adjustment. Can they finally get on the board, get the rebounds down and possessions with one shot? Or will Converge continue to dominate in the interior? Practice for greatness. Welcome to game number 2 of the quarterfinals. This is the Converge Fiber Extra starting 5. Jordan Heading leading the way there, while Rain or Shine starting off with Michael Malonzo as a surprise addition. Tip-off is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Hello once again, I'm Paul De Rosario alongside Coach Ryan Gregorio. Bel Gregorio will be joining us from the sidelines later on. And Coach Rain or Shine with Galen Thompson missing out there, but already early signs here because they sent 3 guys to get that rebound in their first possession. You can only imagine the emphasis on getting rebounds for Coach Engel.
It is a very, very important category in this series. 47 total rebounds for Converge, only 31 for Rain or Shine last to Painters, and that is why they want to make sure that as soon as a shot is taken, at least 2 guys will always crash the board.
Kalen Johnson trying to do it all on the offensive end, and that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Mike Malonzo. As Stockton is hitting the back of his head, so well, with a head injury, referees will have to take a look at it no matter. Malonzo didn't even play in that first game. And of course, we know Coach Yang Gao. He'll tell everyone on his roster, hey, be ready. You never know if they're starting.
And what he's trying to do right now is to save the ball game by putting in physical players. There has to be a certain physicality involved here for the Elasto Painters. Again, their mission is pretty simple: win this one so that they have a chance to play on a do or die game on Sunday, which is what Meralco did against Barangay Ginebra in game 2.
What a game that was for those who want to look back on it. Do check out our Filipinas Live app later on and try and let's see if you could sit down for that second half as well. Here's Heading. The Stockton Converge trying to go to the semifinals here. That's a quick turnover. Unfortunately, stepping on the line is Andre Caraco. Coach, defense was also a big problem for Rain or Shine in that first game. They allowed at least 30 points per quarter after the first in that last one.
The biggest issue for them is they were not able to control the paint. There was no clear defense for them. That was a botched play, but of course the ball will end up with the Fiber Xers. But in terms of blocking the paint, forcing the Fiber Xers rather to commit a mistake And this is how you want this game to be played. It cannot be a shootout. The Elasto Painters realized that by allowing the Fiber Xers to score 130 points. An offensive foul was called against Alex Stockton. Turnover for Converge.
Turnover for Converge and scoreless still here at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium at the heart of Manila. Here's Carapo, Ian Thompson. This is going to be an interesting match against Shikiala. Here's Malonzo. Mike Malonzo running into traffic. Scores for two.
Usually, of course, for Coach Shenga, will always have a magic bunot. Will be part of the starting line. Two things Malonzo is supposed to do: score using his strength, and the other thing is play tougher defense against heading or even against Alex Stockton.
Better defense shown by the Rangers on the last Painters. Here's Thompson showing off his range. Can't get the triple. Gallo comes away with a rebound. Going the other way now. Converge. For option. Baltazar. Taking on the Pinyan. That's going to be a travel.
That was a good call. He had to hesitate, and the reason is he was just so surprised because of the collective defense of the Elasto Painters, something that was not present in game one. Rain or Shine forcing a lot of turnovers here in the first quarter.
So far, it's been all rain or shine on both ends of the floor. Low scoring here. 2 points on the board here with a minute 40 played. Zambi Carapo losing out. Turnover. Transition defense is going to be a key here for rain or shine. Ball tossed up, and that will go the other way. And so far, Converge not quite in the same rhythm that we saw in the last 3 quarters of game number 1.
This is reminiscent to their kind of start in the first quarter in game one, when they allowed Rain or Shine to score 39 big points. But usually, in the course of the basketball game, they will self-correct.
They're going to try to self-correct, of course, talking about Converge. I mentioned in that first game, at the end of the first game, Rain or Shine, rather Converge could not afford another slow start against Rain or Shine. As Diallo gets it in the interior, really tough for Johnson to do anything but foul.
Feels like he owns it. 35 big points in that game for Diallo, after averaging just 23.8 points per game. But the other thing is, it is just amazing the way he's shooting, or the way he was shooting in that game. 66%, 12 out of 18 from the field.
Here's Check Diallo rather, as Bel Gregorio has a story for us. Bel, what do you have?
Well, Paolo, Coach Franco Atienza clearly reiterated to his players that this game cannot be another shootout. Acknowledging the lucky break they had when Leon Thompson fouled out, he cautioned his men that they could no longer bank on resilience, especially after another slow start last game to propel themselves to the next round.